Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Tyler from House of Cards TCG, and today I'm bringing you one of my Dragonriders DCS rounds. This one was a really good match that I wanted to show off to you guys. So this one, we have me, obviously I'm playing Dragonlink, versus McLovemeister playing Prank Kids. And actually, I was shocked when I got this matchup and I was playing Prank Kids. Was not expecting it. So this match right here, though, has a very good application on what the deck can do as far as Dragonlink goes. So I wanted to go ahead and bring you this one. So let's dive on in. So I go ahead and win the rock, paper, scissors. And then I'm going to go ahead and decide to go first. And this is my round 3, by the way. So first, looking at the hand, I open up the Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon. Honestly, the Odd Eyes and Chaos Emperor, MVPs of this entire DCS. I will never cut them. I think that they're just way too good in Dragonlink. Quick Launch, Tracer, Droplet, and the Chamber Dragon Maid. And then he opens up the Pandemonium, Ash, the Dropsies, the Fusion Destiny, and the Prank Kids Pranks. Of course, Prank Kids is obviously going to get a lot better once the Brave Engine comes out, but we're going to start out. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon. Obviously, I'm not worried about Droll game 1 here. So I go ahead and pay 5, send that. Might not be a bad spot to Ash, but then, of course, have Quick Launch and stuff like that. So that's going to go ahead and search the Chaos Emperor. Chaos Emperor, just boss monster of this deck, honestly. Applies so much pressure. So I'm going to go ahead and normal summon out the Chaos, or the Chamber Dragon Maid. Chamber Dragon Maid then is going to search the Tidying. So already we're looking at Seal Tidying, bounce for sure. Go ahead and link that off. Go for a Striker Dragon effect. He's going to go ahead and Ash that, which obviously is a really good Ash, except that I have Quick Launch as a follow-up. But so I'm going to go ahead and Quick Launch. That's going to go ahead and bring out the Tracer. And then going to link those two off. Go for the Seal. Set Tidying, set Droplet, and pass. I assume that, I don't know what my matchup is, but, 1 interruption, 2 interruptions, because as long as I can get the Seal summon, that's going to put something in my hand with 3 interruptions. So all I got to do is get to the next turn, and I got plenty of follow-up here. So he's going to go ahead and normal summon out the Dropsy, and immediately I'm going to bounce that because forget that. You're not going to go. Seal effect is then going to go ahead and summon out the Router from deck, and then he's going to activate Fusion Destiny. And now I'm just hoping that he activates his Enforcer, because then I could just bounce it. So let's see here. So he sends the bricks, brings out the Enforcer, and then goes into battle phase. He's going to attack over my Router. Now here, this is a interesting spot because I would have to use my Tidying, which then he's just going to use his Enforcer. So I do go ahead and activate the Tidying. The reason why is because if he beats over my Router, then I have no dragon to target. He activates Enforcer. And then I'm going to go ahead and Droplet, send something. I guess I could send the Tidying, negate the Enforcer, and then that's going to go ahead and bounce the Enforcer back to the extra deck and bounce the Router to my hand. So how that worked out is I activated the Tidying because with Fusion Destiny, he obviously can't summon anymore for the rest of the turn. So there was an easy spot to go ahead and do that so I can OTK the next turn. Tidying target the Enforcer and target the Router. And then when he activates the Enforcer effect, you just chain Droplets, send the trap. Now the Enforcer is negated and it gets bounced, and then you don't have to deal with it for the rest of the game. So he's got the Pandemonium. He's going to set the Prank Kids Pranks and the Thunder Dragon Fusion. And then I top deck a Saferd, which is insane. Saferd, use effect, send Router. Yeah, that's pretty much. So Tidying effect is then going to go ahead and banish. It's going to bring out the Chamber. Chamber's going to go ahead and search out the second trap that I play. Let's get that out of the deck. And then we're going to go ahead and think, apparently. Yep, normal summon out the Saferd effect. Pitch the Router Dragon. That's going to search a Nocto Vision. And then Router effect is going to resolve. And that's going to go ahead and search me out a Caliber. Because Caliber can summon to any, especially you right here. You can special summon this card to your zone a Dark Link monster points to. So basically why Caliber came up huge here is because if I'm going for access code at OTK, I can link those two off, go for an IP. Caliber can then summon, go Unicorn, also have Nocto Vision for further extension. So I think that's the line I'm looking at here. I'll go Romulus. Okay, Romulus effect. That's going to search the ravine. Probably because I have Seyfried engraved, so I can send a levy off of the ravine. Activate ravine. That's going to send the trap because I'm going for OTK. Send levy. Yep. Okay, that makes sense. Now I can go unicorn for sure. Seyfried effect. Add levy back to hand. And then we're going to go ahead and banish lights and darks. So Odd Eye's obviously coming up as a light here. So we're going to banish lights and darks. And then that's going to go ahead and pop these two, I believe. Because I wasn't sure what he had here for... I just didn't want to get to access code and then get hit with an imperm. And then I'm going to link those two off, go for the unicorn. Then we're going to rocket caliber summon to a point that the unicorn points to. And we're going to go ahead and activate the Nocto Vision Dragon as well. That's going to summon. Now we're going to take those two, make the access code. So I think what I'm going to do here now is with the Chaos Emperor, I can put back the Striker Dragon, link off the Rocket Caliber for Striker, search boot, which gives me more follow-up. And again, that's why Chaos Emperor is just so good. So I draw Gamma off of the Nocto. Yep, activate the Chaos Emperor, pay 1,000. That's going to go ahead and put Striker Dragon back. And then that puts the Chaos Emperor to the top of the extra deck. Then we're going to link off the Caliber, go for Striker Dragon. Striker Dragon effect is then going to search out Boot Sector Launch. And then that's going to be all she wrote because that's going to be the follow-up I need. As well as I can bring out Chaos Emperor. That's going to provide the additional 3,000. But now with the Boot Sector Launch, again, if I get hit with the, whatever. If I don't OTK here, I just got follow-up to put up a Savage or something like that. So we go ahead and banish Light in the Dark. Yep, Seal and Nocto. That's going to bring that out. Go battle phase, go for game. Okay, so game 1, win that one. Game 2, he's going to decide to go first. And we open up with a Seyfried, a Cosmic, a Droll, a Gamma, and a Levy. So not bad. Got a few going second cards. Obviously this one for Pandemonium. And then he opens up with the Prank Kids Place, Ash, Fusion Destiny, Fancy, and Imperm. So he as well has really good hand there too. So he's going to go ahead and normal out the Fancy. Link that off from Meow. Fancy effect is then, and I immediately Gamma that. And he's going to go ahead and Ash. That's fine. So he sends the Pandemonium, summons out the Dropsy. Then he's going to link those two off, go for the Doodle Doo. And then I have Gamma, so now I might as well use it, right? He knows I have it. So I go ahead and Gamma the Doodle Doo, get it out of there. Then he's still going to have the Dropsy effect, which is going to gain him 1,000. And then special summon probably a Roxy or, Lampsy from the deck. Yep. And then he's going to activate Fusion Destiny. So at least we cut off kind of some of his plays from now. Brings out the Enforcer. Activates Prank Kids Place on end phase. Shuffles back 3. And he's going to shuffle back a Doodle Doo, Meow Meow, and the Pandemonium. And he draws into the Nemesis Corridor, which I was not expecting when I saw that. And then Gamma and Driver gets banished, and he passes. And I top deck Red MD. Unfortunately, these two cards kind of conflict a little bit just because they have to banish. So it kind of loses to a Lancia. I have Seyfried here against an Enforcer. This is going to be a little tough for me. I think that I had nothing else to put in on the Droll, so, that's why I put that in there. Go ahead and Cosmic that in standby. The reason why is because I don't know if he still has it. Now, if I see another Pandemonium, I'll explain it to you. But Pandemonium basically has to be activated in the main phase. So I go ahead and standby, hit that in case it was a Pandemonium. It wasn't Imperm, but it got rid of one of the interruptions, which is pretty decent. So I'm going to go ahead and normal out the Seyfried. He immediately, Enforcer, pops my Seyfried. And I have no play after that because I don't have enough to banish for Levy, and I don't have a card on the field to banish for the Red MD. So, unfortunately, I got to pass on that. And then he top decks a Lancia, brings back his Enforcer. Main one, he's going to link off Fancy, go Meow Meow, and it's going to be off to the races here. I take 5, brings out the Dropsy. I can't stop this. He goes for the Doodle Doo. And then he's going to gain 1,000, summon out the Roxy, Pandemonium. So Pandemonium, here we go. During the main phase, fusion summon one Prank Kids Fusion monster from your extra deck. So if you want to play around Pandemonium, which is a quick play. If you open up like a Twin Twister or you open up a Cosmic Cyclone, just go ahead and activate it in the standby phase, and they can't chain Pandemonium, and then you just got rid of that. And that was the whole interaction there that I wanted to do. So I go ahead and activate Droll. It's like the only time I'm actually going to use it. But he can't use now the reason why Droll actually worked here was because he can't use the Roxy effect to then banish a card and then draw, as well as he can't use the Celestial Draw 2. So that search right there of the Pandemonium actually cut him off of his Roxy draw, which is interesting actually, because I wonder if he links those two off, goes for, okay, so he's fine here. He actually can't activate Roxy, so I wonder if he summons out from deck. He draws into a Nib. He puts the Nib back. I'm explaining that he's under draw for Lancia. Yeah, okay, so he's good here. So then he activates the Dragonrider effect, because like basically with Roxy, if you can't get you can banish one card you control, and if you do, draw one, then you can special summon one Prank Kids monster. So if you don't get the draw, you actually can't summon a Prank Kids monster out from deck, and I just wanted to make sure that he didn't do that there. So he goes ahead and he activates the Dragonrider. That's going to go ahead and target 2 non-fusion with different, special summon them. And I'm basically just making sure that the hand is correct here. So he brings out the Doodle Doo and he brings out the Dropsy. He's going to activate Doodle Doo effect. That's going to go ahead and bring out 2 more. Target Pandemonium and Fancy. Adds them to hand, I mean. Which is fine. Battle phase, he's going to swing in for 25. Main phase 2, he's going to set Pandemonium. I open up a Chaos Emperor Dragon, and it's just one of those hands where you just can't do anything. Like, I don't know. If this was any other hand trap, it might have worked. But if it was any other hand trap, then he probably OTKs me because the Droll stops him, to be honest with you. So I just passed. Like, I can't do anything. So, all right, going into game 3, again, I just did not want to get into a grind match with Prank Kids because we were under time. And so opening up here, I open up with Gamma, Quick Launch, Red MD, Chaos Emperor, Nib. This card loves me. I just don't know why it does. And then he opens up with Nib, Fansies, Roxy's, Fusion Destiny, Lampsies. I'm pretty confident he opened up Fusion Destiny all 3 games. So, good for him. I'm going to go ahead and start it off. I'm going to activate Quick Launch. And I'm just begging for an Ash to be activated. But it doesn't. So, we're going to go ahead and bring out a Rocket Tracer. Then we're going to go ahead and link off Tracer, go for Striker. Striker effect is then going to search us out our Boot Sector launch. And then I think that we have to activate Striker effect, pop it itself, add Tracer back to hand. And then we're going to go ahead and activate Boot. Boot effect is then going to go ahead and bring out the Tracer. Tracer effect is going to go ahead and pop Boot, bring out Recharger, and that is summon 4. Yep, there we go. So that's summon 4. And then we can go ahead and synchro those off, go for a Chaos Emperor or Chaos Ruler. Chaos Ruler effect. We need really good mills here, to be honest with you. We mill a Gamma, an Abs, a Noctovision, an Imperm, and a Ravine. Ravine is unfortunate, but these 2 really good. Add Nocto, and you get Abs effect. So definitely was really good mills there. So Abs effect is then going to go ahead and search. That's going to search us out of Synchron. So I searched out a Synchron mostly for follow-up on next turn, because Synchron can then go ahead and summon out the Abs Router, and that's just going to get me some pluses, go into my Synchro 8s from there. Or I could just normal summon it this turn, because I haven't normal summoned yet. Activate Synchron effect, bring out the Abs Router, and then he's going to go ahead and drop Nib right there, because he knows what's coming. So I get rid of the Nib, which is fine. We still have Gamma Nib on our end, so we're not. It's not the end of the world. So put on the token stats there, and think before pass, and I just go ahead and pass to him. So he top decks a Prank Kids place here, Prank Kids pranks. Sorry. Main 1, he's gonna go ahead and normal summon out the Fansies. That's gonna bring out the Meow Meow, and I am just gonna let him full extension here. And actually, I think that this is a pretty good way here. I don't think that he was reading Nib in my hand at all. He goes for the Roxy. I'm just gonna let him literally go full extension. I don't think he's reading Nib at all in my hand. He draws into a Lightning Storm, brings out the Fancy. Then he's gonna go ahead and activate the Doodle Doo. Yeah, I'm just sitting here. I'm like, yep, do your thing. Go ahead. Go Fancy. Add the Dropsy. So he's got Roxy, Fancy, and Dropsy. I think he needs... Oh, he's got Lampsey here. I was going to say to go for the double Regeki. Then he shows me the Fusion Destiny. And I'm like, okay, sounds good. Bring that out. Now, this token has 4,200 attack and 5,300 defense. So what do you think he's going to do next? And activates Enforcer. Oh, yeah. You can go ahead and activate Enforcer because I'm going to go ahead and chain Nib. And then bye-bye Enforcer. Because now the Enforcer was tributed. You can't activate Effect Engrave because it was tributed off the Nib. So bring out my own Nib. Bring out the token. Now he has to fulfill the Enforcer effect, and he's got to pop 2. So he pops his own Lightning Storm, pops my Nib. And it's got 7,000 attack and 3,200 defense. Which actually, I don't think that's correct because we did not factor in the token here. Let me think. Enforcer. Yeah, we did not factor in the token that was there. And that was actually his stats. He put that in. So, mind you, we are coming into time, so we're playing pretty quickly here. So he types in the token stats. He forgot to mention. That's actually going to come up. I hate to see it. I hate to see that, but... then he's going to go ahead and activate Prank Kid's Pranks. He's going to go ahead and shuffle 3 back. The reason why that's going to come up is you're going to see as we come into time. It does actually. I'm pretty sure. Then he top decks a Dark Ruler No More. Or he draws that off the Prank Kid's Pranks. And I go ahead and top deck Quick Launch, which is exactly what I needed there. Main phase 1. Going to go ahead and banish. Bring out Chaos Ruler. Then we're going to go ahead and activate the Chaos Emperor, and the reason that's going to get me back my Synchron. So I used that first to banish my Synchron, so then I can Chaos Emperor, add Synchron back to my hand. Because I just don't, I didn't think that he saw a Savage coming here, so that's going to add Synchron effect. I think he thinks that I'm going to go for game, pretty sure. Synchron effect is then going to go ahead and bring back the Abs, and then he's going to go ahead and activate the Pandemonium here. And he's got, I think he forgot to add Lampsies to, oh, because the Nib, he didn't expect the Nib. Because I'm pretty sure with the battle, but let's see what he does here. So then he goes ahead and he activates the Pandemonium. Pandemonium is then going to go ahead and send 3. Send 2, go for the Weather Washer. Yeah, because I think he needs the Lampsies in hand to actually go for the Battle Butler. Then he's going to go ahead and activate Fansies and Roxy. I was going to bring out a Roxy, banish the Dropsy, draw into a Poly, bring out the Lampsy, and then gains the life points. Then he's going to activate the Weather Washer effect. That's going to summon out 2 more. He's basically just building up a wall. Excuse me one second. Sorry about that. So he's basically just trying to build up a wall. And that way, because like I said, we are going into time here. He knows that, so he's trying to build up a wall, trying to beat me in by turn 3. So these 2 right here cannot be destroyed by battle as per the Weather Washer. Yep, so they cannot be destroyed by battle. So now I have to pop these with an access code or some kind of, or levy or something like that to out those to be able to do some damage. And then this, I mean, at this point, I'm like, I've pretty much turned off any chance of him having a Nib. And the reason why is because if he has a Nib, he's not going to waste his entire field in order to Nib me. So I go right into a IP. I said wrong one. I think I was really quick that I did that too. 41, yeah, 3 seconds later I said wrong one. So that was an immediate one. I went for the Quad Boral. And then I'm going to chain Nocto Vision Dragon here. That's going to go ahead and bring out Nocto. And then we're going to go ahead and link those off. Go for a Unicorn. Unicorn 2. Unicorn 1, Nocto 2. So I discard the Gamma for the Unicorn. I should have done that for cost. And then I'm going to shuffle back one of his guys that can't be destroyed by battle. And then we're going to go ahead and activate quick launch. I draw into a chamber, which is not what we need here. And then basically I said this is turn 0. So how the DCS worked is you had turn 0 at time, and then it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, and then that's game. Whoever's winning at that point. So this is turn 0. Quick launch, I'm going to bring out the rocket caliber. I'm going to link those two off, go for access code, gain attack. And unfortunately, I only have one pop. And I was looking at that. I think that's why I went ahead and activated the unicorn to shuffle one that can't be destroyed by battle, because I knew I only had one pop with my access code because I have nothing but dark in my graveyard. So then I go ahead and pop that. So now I can battle into all these guys. And that's why I said that this is going to come up, because I think I hit into it with access code, and I don't think I should have been able to. So I banish a light and a dark, bring out the Chaos Emperor. And I even confirm, because, again, we're playing in the time, so I said, and this wasn't me, like, spamming or anything. It's just that he put the calculated stats in there. I'm trying to think about how to beat him. It's his token. I did not double-check. I probably should have, but I did not double-check the token stats. So I actually just want to confirm that that is the correct token stats there. And he said yes. So here was my big brain play. All I got to do is stop him going into next turn. And as long as I can stop him, I can definitely full combo back. Like, I have a red MD. I have a chamber. I have follow-up in my grave. Like, there's so much that I can still do. So all I got to do is stop his prank kids. So I go battle phase. I'm going to hit into the token, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit with Santa Fawn into the fansies. And here's just a little, like, here's what, for the DCS, here's my little spicy tech. You ready? This card came up so much in the DCS. I'm telling you, Dragon League players, you need to try this. You ready? Activate Santa Fawn. Discard the Chaos Ruler. I can bring that back next turn to go for game. He now cannot special summon from the graveyard. So if he goes for a Weather Washer, if he goes for any of that, right, he can't special summon any of these guys back from the graveyard. Okay? Ready? Zeus. Like, go ahead and summon, normal summon, whatever you want to normal summon, your prank kids. I'm going to Zeus wipe the board. You're going to pass your turn. And then on the following crackback, I have Red MD, normal summon chamber, search tidying. Red MD, banish that. Bring back anything. I don't know, a quad boral. I can bring back whatever I want. Chaos Ruler, bring that back. Like, boom, attack for game. Yeah, I added Zeus to my Dragon Link deck. It's actually insane. Along with Santa Fawn, because this card gains 100 attack for each monster in the graveyards. This card is already hitting for over, like, almost 4,000 attack. You're going to be able to hit over so many different things to then be able to drop Zeus. Yeah. But unfortunately, we see his hand, and he's got the Dark Ruler. Did not read that. Did not read that. All right, so this is turn 1. He turns off my Zeus. I'm like, geez, are you serious, man? Are you serious? Right here, no, right? Like, this is it. This is it. Normal summon, activate Zeus, whiteboard, pass. He passes. That was it. Like, that was the game plan. That was my thinking, and I had it in the bag, but I did not read Dark Ruler. It's fine, though. It's fine. He's going to link those two off. Go for Doodle Doo. Activate all the effects. Gains 10,000 life points. Goes for the fansies. Pandemonium. Banish that. Draw into the corridor. Go for the drop fansy. Adds the dropsies to hand. Adds the Pandemonium to hand. Then he goes ahead and polys. Sends all 3 of those. Goes for the Battle Butler. Brings out the Dropsy, sends the Prank Kids place, activates the Battle Butler, wipes my whole board. Did he have Meow in the... He did have Meow in the grave. But I guess he's probably reading that I have nothing. Because I gotta... I mean, I'm going into my turn 2, which means I have to OTK him next turn. Like, there's no way I beat him unless I OTK him next turn. And that's really all I can do. And this is what I gotta look into. Ready? So... Now he's going to activate the corridor. Shuffles back the Lampsey. Summons. Turns those 2 into Anaconda. Anaconda effect. Lost 2,000 life points. Now he's actually down to 8,000. I don't know what he's viewing graveyard. I don't know what he's doing here. So he is going to go ahead and, yeah. I'm not sure what's going on here. Unless he's calling a judge or might be something. Pop Anaconda. Oh, my game is messing up. It's stalled out. No. No, right at the end. DB's been doing this a little bit. Okay. Oh, no. I hope that it gets to catch up at the end. All right, so here's what happens here. I top deck at Infinite Impermanence. He brings out the Enforcer. I top deck at Infinite Impermanence. This is turn 2. It's my last turn. And then I go ahead and pretty sure, yep, I Impermanence Enforcer. Nothing there. Then I normal summon the Dragon Maid effect. I go ahead and add the Tidying from deck to hand. And then I go ahead and send the Dragon Maid, go for a Pisty. And then I banish Pisty, bring out the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, effect of Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, bring back the Quad Boral Dragon, and then I'm going to go ahead and activate Quad Boral Dragon because I brought it back off Red MD, pop his Anaconda, summon back 2 rockets. Yo, insane. I'm telling you, this was insane. I bring back the Recharger and I bring back the Tracer. And that's where we're at right now. Hold on. Let's see. Yep, bring back the Rocket Tracer, bring back the Recharger. And then I go ahead and send Recharger and Tracer. And then that is going to go ahead and summon out the Savage Dragon. So now I'm sitting with a Red MD, a Savage Dragon, a Quad Boral Dragon. And Savage is going to... And then he chains Pandemonium. It's a little too late. I guess he just did not see Savage coming. Little too late to be activating your Pandemonium at this point. And then he's going to go ahead and send Fansies. He brings out a Weather Washer. Then he goes ahead and I use the I bring out a Unicorn now with the Quad Boral and something else. I can't see what I sent. God, this was so good too. I'm sad that it's messing up here. And then I go ahead and Unicorn, place the counter on Savage. Let's see. Place the counter on Savage. And then I'm going to banish Nib, and I banish the Router. Then I bring out the Chaos Ruler. So now I have 2,800 Red Eyes MD. I have a Unicorn for 2,200. I have a Chaos Ruler for 3,000. As well as I still have the Savage Dragon, which can hit for, I think, 3,500. So basically, let's see. Battle phase, inner battle phase, declared the effect of the Weather Washer, Savage negate, and then he admits defeat. And then that is how we broke Prank Kids. Let me see if it'll show it by chance. No, it's not going to show it. Dang, it was such a good ending. I wish I could show you guys. I apologize, but Dueling Book is Dueling Book. But yes, so that's how we cracked the Prank Kids place. So I hit with, let me just calculate this. He activates Weather Washer. I have 1 card to get over because I Unicorn spun something back. So 3,500 with Savage, 2,800 with Red MD, 3,000 with the Chaos Ruler, 2,200 with the Unicorn. That's 11,500, and I think I had to battle into something. So then that still put me at game. Boom, turn 2, right at the end. OTK Prank Kids right at the end, man. So that was it. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. That was been Prank Kids versus Dragon Link, and we went ahead and took that. I hope you enjoyed that replay. So this has been Tyler with House of Cards TCG, signing out.